In this video, I'm going to show you a few things that you can do with Twine, which is a program that's mainly used for creating text-based role-playing games, most of which are similar to Choose Your Own Adventures. And on the simplest level, that's what you can do with Twine. This is what it looks like for the player who's viewing a Twine game in its default view. They'll be able to see the name of the game up here in the top left corner. They'll be able to see the author down below that. They can restart the game at any time with the restart button. And over on the right, this is really the text of the game. So in white, you see all of the regular text. In blue, you see the text that's linked to a different path. So depending on which of these links the player clicks on, it's going to take them to a different place. So if I were to click on this link, I end up on this page. And as you can see, you can embed images within a Twine game. You can do a lot of cool things with Twine, and I'm not going to show you all of those, but I am going to show you a few of the things that you can do within Twine to customize your game more and to make it so that it's more than just a choose your own adventure game. So this is what Twine looks like from the back end when you're in the process of making a game or when you have a complete game. So when you start, you won't have nearly as many boxes because each one of these different boxes is a different page of the game. The start page is the one where the game really begins, and then from that point on, you create the paths between the different pages. Story is designated in a story title box. Author is designated in an author box. And beyond that, we're going to first look at the most basic thing you can do, which is create links to other pages. So here we have a page that links to a few different pages of the story. And in blue, I can see where it's going. And the basic structure for this is when you want to create a link to another page, you're creating brackets. Within the brackets, to the left, you're going to have the text the player sees, and then you're going to have an up and down line dividing that text from where it's going to end up going. Then the name of the page that you want the players to be taken to is going to be on the right. So to the left, it's the text you want them to see, and then the right is linking to an actual page. This has to, if it's capitalized, then it has to also be capitalized on the actual page that it's linking to. So this is going to take them to Armor, now that I've created this link here. On the most basic level, if you want to create a choose your own adventure game, this is really all you need to know, and you can stop here. But if you want to see a few other cool things that you can do with Twine, then keep watching and I'll show those to you. So you can use if-then statements to make it so that different things happen to the player based on whether or not something else has happened to them or whether or not they have an object or something like that. So in my example here, I am making it so that the player for the rest of the story, or at least until I switch it back, is going to be sick. To designate this, I'm using one set of these guys silently. Whenever you use silently, this is going to be text that the player isn't going to see when they're playing the game. It's only seen on the back end. But it's telling the Twine system information. So we're going to set the player's sick status to yes. And now whenever that comes up later, it's going to be there can be additional or different text that the player sees because they are sick. And then at the end of that, we're going to add end silently. So that makes it so none of this is going to be seen, those three lines. And then the text of the page will look to the player just like it would on any other page. They won't even know that they are sick unless your story tells them that they are. So from the beginning of setting an if-then statement, this is how you would do it. This is an example of what you can do on the back end with that if-then statement. Right here, I have an if-then statement and it starts with if, and at the end of this, there's going to be an end if to show that that's the end of where that if-then statement is. So if magical is set to yes, then this text will display. They will see the body of a witch that they've already killed because they've, already got the magical item. So the text is going to be different if they've already done something here. If they haven't, then they're going to see a completely different page of text, starting with the beginning of this if magical equals no, and ending with the end if down below, which would actually be here. So you can give players completely different options based on how the story how they've progressed through the story so far. If you want to go crazy with Twine, you can also have statements of greater than or equals to. So in this game, I created a gold system. So within the silently, at the beginning of this page, the action that they do on this page gives them 3 more gold than whatever they had before. So it sets gold to gold plus 3. And that will just keep increasing it, based on whatever the gold previously was. So they can keep upping their gold by doing different things that give them more gold. Then, if later on in the story, something comes up where they can only do something if they have a certain amount of gold, then I would add if gold greater than or equal, so GTE, 99, then they get this display of text. If they don't have that much gold, then it's if gold less than 99, so LT 99. Then they get a completely different display of text and different options of what they can do within the game. So I use this to make it so that there were some goofy, unnecessary items that players could pursue if they wanted to spend a lot of time farming, which in Doomhelm actually means going out and attacking cows. So these are a few tips to get started with using Twine, but down below in the blog post I'll also have some links to some sites that go into more detail about how to do these things and also some other things with Twine that I haven't experimented yet with.